Okay, hopefully I've not scared you off with all the new terminology that we're going to cover during this part of the course. What we're going to do, and here's the plan, we're going to take this one step at a time and we're going to try and simplify things as much as possible until we need to start making them a bit more complicated. And to start off with, we are really going to do the simplest thing possible. And what I want to create inside our features folder first of all is a safe space. I want an area where we can go and test concepts, and when we start to add new features into our application and we want to add maps and various other things, it's nice to have an area where we can mess around in without affecting the rest of our application. So what I'm going to do inside this features folder is create another new folder, and I'm just going to call it test area. And inside here I'm going to create a new file, and this is going to be called test component. And this needs to be a component, so I'm just going to rename it to .jsx. And inside here we'll just create a class component called test component, and I'll just cut and paste the export default down here as well. What's this got to do with Redux, I hear you asking? Absolutely nothing at all at the moment. We're just really setting up an area where we can mess around with Redux and explore the functionality of it. And I'm just going to add a little placeholder here called test components. I'm even going to go as far as to set up a root for this in our app.jsx so that we can easily get to it. And I'll just add a new root and just call it test, and I'll specify our test component as the component we want to go to, and just make sure this is imported as well. And on our navbar I'll just create a link, and I'll just copy the people one down and specify test and test, and just make sure that we have access to this in our navbar. And we do. I told you we're starting simply. So what we're going to do next though, now that we've got a tiny bit of preparation set up, is we're going to create our Redux store, and we're going to create a simple little reducer so that we can show how we can connect our components to our Redux store via React Redux with the React Redux provider. One step at a time. And we'll take a look at that next.